Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
22. Come on in your ear holes.
Soon Christmas.
Just 3 more days.
We're almost there.
Well, it depends on how you measure it. Is it Swedish Christmas or is it like real Christmas?
Christmas is on the 24th.
Right, 25th. I'm glad we agree on that.
No, I think you just lost your Swedish citizenship.
I kind of feel like maybe it is.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. It's like, sorry.
You had a good run.
Well, it really goes back to Swedes don't celebrate the actual celebration on the day of. They celebrate it on the eve before on almost every holiday. Because I simply think it's because they can get really shit-faced. And then, they can nurse the hangover on the day of the actual day.
So 25th is when we nurse a hangover. No, we don't get that drunk on 24th. 25th.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of cognac and wine and schnapps and it's not midsummer craziness, no. But there is quite a bit of alcohol consumed on the 24th.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, so it's day 22.
Yes. And
what we have is a beer, and I will open it up from our box of mystery.
And you wrapped it.
I did wrap this one. Oh yeah, this is one from a brewery you haven't had before. It's from the UK. What I love is the fact that I don't remember what I've wrapped, and I wrapped it really well. So there's a lot of tape on here. And it is Rivington Brewing Co. Evil Dead 2 Double IPA, 8% ABV.
Is it based on Evil Dead the movie? Because the fun thing about Evil Dead 2 is that it's just a remake.
Dead by Dawn.
What?
Dead by Dawn?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Is that the extra...
Uh-huh.
Evil Dead 2 is just a remake of Evil Dead 1.
Yes, I know.
An absolute remake with a bonus ending.
Yes, because he had budget then.
Yeah, Evil Dead 1 is a terrible movie.
I don't know, there are certain elements of Evil Dead 1 I think are much better than Evil Dead 2. But then there are certain elements of Evil Dead 2 that I think are much better than Evil Dead 1. So yeah. I think they both have their pluses and minuses.
So I think...
Although, I have to say, I'm really disappointed that Sam Raimi is going to be directing the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, or whatever it's called.
With Scarlet Witch. Why are you?
Well, I like Sam Raimi as a director, but he's so very stylized. It'd be like going, we're going to have Tim Burton direct a Marvel film. Mm-hmm. Well, what I think Marvel's done really well with their directing choices is they've picked directors that are very competent, that can tell a compelling story, and that they put it together in a very interesting and compelling way. But I would never say that any of these directors are so... I can't think of the word right now, but so stylized that their unique style overtakes their storytelling abilities. If anything, their storytelling cinematic style has been in aid of the story, such as the Thor 3.
Yeah.
Where you've got
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok, which was very different in style and tone from all the other ones, but it still felt in tone with the other films.
Yeah.
If you were to take Spider-Man 1 through 3 and compare it with what's happening in the Spider-Man movies now, Spider-Man movies now are very much more grounded and realistic, whereas the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans 1 through 3 are very much a comic book movie. It's like it's trying to reproduce a comic book on film.
Yes.
And I think this is where Sam Raimi's downfall is he's too much of a stylistic director.
I get it.
And that's why I think that the new Doctor Strange film, where Scott Derrickson did a really good job with the first one, and did a great job with the second one, I I just have a problem with Sam Raimi as a whole.
Okay.
He's also a director that, if given too big a budget, gives in to his worst devices.
Yeah, okay.
So if you've seen the Wizard of Oz film he did,
I haven't.
woof, that's just a beating. It's kind of like the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland film.
Oh.
Woof. It's like, yeah, you give him a $300 million budget, and he just is like, I'm doing every Tim Burton cliche I can do. And then Sam Raimi, it's like, oh, we're going to give you a $300 million budget. Every Sam Raimi cliche I can do. And you're like, no. These are directors that need small budgets that are forced to confine themselves to a strict storytelling standard. And then you get, like, Big Eyes. Or the Ewan McGregor film that he did, which was also really, really good.
Yeah.
Big Lies?
Yeah, Big Fish.
Big Fish, yeah. It's weird that they had both had the same title.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So to everyone just joining in, this is what's on movie.
What's on Film Talk?
Yes. No, but speaking of Evil Dead, so
Yes.
if you love Evil Dead 3 Army of Darkness, you will love Evil Dead 2, but not like Evil Dead 1.
Maybe.
If you like small scale, weird underground spooky films, then you might like 1, but not 2.
I like 1 and 2. I don't like 3.
I love 3.
Don't like 3.
You're wrong.
But I love Drag Me to Hell.
I haven't seen it.
That's so good. All right. So this is Evil Dead 2.
Rivington.
Rivington is a UK brewery, and this is brewed in collaboration with Chain House Brewing Co., hopped with Galaxy Nelson, Sauvin, and Idaho 7. Drink fresh, and they are located in blah 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 blah.
Rivingtonshire.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
That's probably not
Probably
true.
Rivingtonshire.
Yeah.
It's all the Shire. That's where the hobbits live. But this
Smells like IPA.
smells like IPA. All right.
Cheers.
It is hazy as hell. I mean, it is just a haze bomb. Falling into that Wylam level of haziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a number of days since we have had Björn visit the calendar. We talked about ripe fruit. I'm getting this here.
Yeah, I would say it's very tropical. It's very fruity. It's very foamy. I mean, I kind of poured this too fast in my glass, and the head retention is just pure meringue on the top.
Yeah,
is.
mine's quite nice. It's a bit thick,
But
creamy
it's
fun.
lasting though. I mean, whatever they've done, the head retention is really there. It is very meringue top, and it smells. I think it smells really good. It's not as the Track Brewing was much more aggressive in its hop.
I almost don't remember.
notes.
That was the beer that we were talking about, rotten fruit.
That's the one that we did on his show. We didn't do on this show. We did on his show.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think it's Idaho 7 hops that's giving me that. Because it is the common factor here.
Maybe I just don't like Idaho 7.
It could be that. It could be that just not an Idaho 7 fan. And I think I might be there with you.
But it's not a bad beer, and I do like trying new breweries. Rivington.
Yeah. I quite like this one. I think this is a really good beer. I think on Untapped, this comes in at like a 4.23 or something like that. I'm not going to go that high.
No.
I think the aftertaste is kind of weird and flat and dry. I like the upfront taste. So it kind of makes you want to keep sipping it, but the end taste is kind of, yeah.
It's amusing that the Chain House Brewing Company, their logo is very close to the Moorslootle. The Moorslootle has two crossed wrenches with letters all around. Here it's two chains with letters all around in the same manner. It's quite... So now I managed to get the Moorslootle into yet another episode.
Good job, man. Good job. So what would you give this one?
I want to give it a 4, but it might land on a 375.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. Part of me says 4, part of me says 375. I think the upfront flavor is quite good, but the aftertaste is kind of meh. It doesn't really keep you wanting to drink it. So yeah, I think I'm going to go 375 as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was day 22. We'll call it a wrap.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Day before Christmas.
Woo! 2 days before Christmas.
Nope.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearePodsyndicate.com.